Hello and welcome to the Nordic Finance YouTube channel. Today we are covering Marathon Digital Holdings, previously known as Marathon Digital Patents Group. Ticker symbol is MARA, and this is a digital assets company that covers primarily Bitcoin mining and is now also transitioning into Ethereum mining alongside of it. And this has been a play that I have been following for about 3 months now. It was one of my first triple-digit profit percentage options plays. And why I'm doing a coverage video now, I've previously mentioned it on the channel, but why I'm giving Mara a true, proper coverage video is because their earnings comes out on, I believe it's the 19th of the month. And I want to cover some very pressing news. And this is that Marathon's Bitcoin mining fleet is to produce approximately 1.4 ETH a second, or EH a second by the end of March. And getting into that, what is EHS? Well, it's exahash per second. And we'll go over here and we go into exahash per second. We have the balance.com describing it as 1 exahash is 1 quintillion hashes per second, a 1 followed by 18 zeros. So what that means is we have a very, very positive catalyst in the form of this news and the purchasing of approximately 4,000 S19 Pro ASIC miners. Right before earnings, I think we could see a pre-anticipatory run moving into earnings week. And with the current price of Bitcoin being at close to all-time highs, combined with the new $1.9 trillion stimulus package that has now been officially passed, I kind of see it as a perfect storm of catalysts for Marathon, however you want to pronounce it, or Mara Digital Holdings to have a really good run up prior to their earnings and potentially through it. But personally, I like to usually hold my plays up until earnings and generally not through it. But so we'll go over here and we'll learn more. And of course, this is personal opinion. It's just what I see happening based on the current marketscape. And something else I want to touch on before we get into the overview and all of that is that based on current projections, by 2025, there are only 2 other mining companies that are publicly traded right now that project to be producing more Bitcoin than Marathon by 2025. So it is right now seeded to be in the top 3, and I certainly see it having a seat at the table for the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining as a whole. So it's a digital asset technology company that mines cryptocurrencies with a focus on the blockchain ecosystem. No new news there. We currently operate our proprietary data center in Hardin, Montana, with 105 megawatts of power. We also have 2,060 advanced ASIC Bitcoin miners at a co-hosted facility in North Dakota. So why Hardin and North Dakota? Well, they're cold, and these storage facilities for these computers run incredibly hot. So the colder the climate that they're in, the better overall the functionality of the machines and the efficiency of the power grid will be. So I really like to see that from everything to where the facilities are located on up, there is an emphasis on efficiency with Marathon. And they're showing incredible understanding of the current Bitcoin optics and actually changed their name to a much less hard to interpret company name. And I think that really shows an understanding of the timeliness of the industry that they're involved in, and I really like to see that type of stuff moving forward with these companies. And once fully deployed, the company's mining fleet will consist of 103,000 miners capable of producing 10.6 exahash a second. That's crazy. So that is a 1 followed by 160 zeros. That's how many hashes per second these guys are going to be pumping out. So this is mining on a truly industrious scale. And this is akin to a mining operation that in previous times would be, as big as De Beers if they were mining diamonds or other assets. Like, the amount of resources going into minting new Bitcoin by just Marathon alone is truly staggering. We'll get a little bit into mining here as well. So, as we know, blockchains are decentralized digital ledgers, and they record and enable secure peer-to-peer transactions. So this is just some pretty standard things, but here's what we get to. Average number of Bitcoin mined each day as of May 2020. Let's see, is this just them? The amount of Bitcoin awarded. So this is showing what the total awards are available per day, and this is how they're capturing those rewards in this industrial scale mining facility. Going over to the news, we're going to be looking at 2021. So they are reaching, this is important, they are reaching 1/10 of their projected total production by the end of March, as we have the new stimulus bill coming out, as Bitcoin is approaching previous all-time highs, as media coverage of cryptocurrencies as a whole is at its highest it's ever been. This is a perfect storm, in my personal opinion, for Marathon to have a really good month and likely year. So, like I said, they announced their name change to the Digital Holdings, and then previously Bitmain ships 4,000 Antminer S19 Pro ASIC miners. These are not cheap, guys. These are $20,000 mining rigs that they are ordering in the thousands at a time. I think that's really impressive, and it really shows a hallmark of their growth. And I do believe, I was just going to mention this, that they closed a $250 million registered direct offering of common stock. And what that means is that they were actually able to raise a very large amount of capital to reinvest into these miners, most likely. If you kind of look at the timeline, it kind of coincides there. But they were able to raise a very large amount of capital as Bitcoin prices were raising to all-time highs. And that's likely going to reflect in the earnings report that they're going to be publishing towards the end of this month. So keep your eyes out for that for sure. This is going to be the first earnings report that we are going to see the effects of closing the $250 million direct offering, as well as the other first time we've seen on paper the effects of having the additional registered Antminer S19s. So this is going to be a really big earnings report. I don't necessarily see how it could be negative on paper, but what we always have to watch out for is if it is an overhyped event, we really want to be careful and make sure that we don't get caught on the wrong end of a vast majority of people being potentially let down by the numbers. If people are expecting a really strong earnings report and we just get a pretty good one, we could still see a bad sell-off. And if you are trading options, those sell-offs can lead to you getting absolutely IV crushed. And that is something that you don't necessarily want to do, especially if you set up your options to play them before the earnings date, because that means that there's likely not too much time before they expire for them to recover. So with that in mind, I definitely advise, if you are looking to play options for the earnings, my personal opinion would be look for something with a lower premium, look for something to purchase on a day when the volume's a little lower, and definitely I would personally be looking to exit the play before we actually see the on paper announcement. I just personally like to play the hype in the run-ups, but of course that is all the personal opinion of a non-professional trader. I just like to share with you guys what has been successful for me in the past. And like I said, I'm covering Mara, ticker symbol MARA, because it was one of the first triple digit percentage plays that I had, and that was really exciting for me. And I used those profits to reinvest into some equity in the company, as well as some more options to play for the earnings. So like I said, guys, I'm not a professional, but I've had some success trading Mara, and I'm going to be watching them during this earnings run-up that I'm expecting. So if you found this video, please like and comment so more people can find out about Mara. I try and make sure that as many people as possible can find out about these companies before they're really being talked about in the mainstream, because that's when you get the big money coming in and kind of shifting the playing field. I like to play the run-ups before that happens, and I like to share them with as many people as possible. So if you would help me do that, that would be great. And drop a comment down below about what companies you want me to cover next, whether that be Bitcoin mining companies, blockchain infrastructure, crypto ETFs, or literally any field I will cover for you guys. And if you see one down below in the comments that you do want covered, you already see one that you want, just be sure to like or comment on that comment so I can get a good feel of what you guys want to see in the future. So yeah, hopefully this has been helpful, and there will be continued coverage of Mara coming out. I do believe the next video we have scheduled is about the cryptocurrency basic attention token that operates off the Brave network. I really like them. They're really secure. Not a paid promotion or anything. I'll just be covering them based on personal opinion. But as always, guys, please be sure to boost this for the algorithm. It really does help. I'm really trying to build a community here where we can help each other find new hidden gems, kind of block out the noise of Main Street and find these kind of, like I said, hidden gems out in there. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys in the following video. Take care, everyone.